We got the NFC West left.
Oh yeah, I was avoiding them.
The best division in the NFL.
I was looking for anything else but them to talk about.
That is it's a tough division with the Niners. The Seahawks are always in it because of damn Russell Wilson. Even though I hate the guy, he's a phenomenal football player.
Yeah, Russell's one of those guys who makes everyone around him better.
And the Cardinals, who are up and coming with Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins. Don't forget about that. Isaiah Simmons in the draft, a stud. That's linebacker, safety hybrid. And the Rams, who are garbage. Let's be honest. So let me talk about this real quick though. I had it at work
What's
a
that kid's name
list
out
of
there in LA? What's his name? The quarterback again? I'm drawing a blank.
Jared Goff.
Yeah, I'm not really sold on Goff. Like,
No, he's the reason why they lost the Super Bowl against the Patriots. He couldn't hit Brandon Cooks in the back of the end zone. By the time he threw the ball, it was too late. Anyway, so
kind of
let's
like
talk
how
about.
Jimmy G couldn't hit that guy wide
Right.
open.
You know what? I'll go back to that. I won't talk about that. I want to talk about the top five really quick. The NFL's top 100. You had Lamar Jackson at one, Russell Wilson at two. Who was three?
Who was
Christian,
three? No, Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald at three, Patrick Mahomes at four. Let's just say top four. At work, I legitimately had that top four with Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes flipped. I had Lamar Jackson one, Patrick Mahomes two, Aaron Donald three, and Russell Wilson four. That's how good Russell Wilson is.
Um, I mean, I had Patrick Mahomes at one.
Of course you did.
I'm a huge. I love Russell Wilson. What's not to like about the kid? You know, can't really disagree
He
with you
plays in the
there.
NFC West. That's what I don't like about it.
You're saying that he didn't deserve to be where he was?
No, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he's for him to be number four by the voted by the players and to be on the team that he was on. Didn't have a great offensive line. Um, Defense is not the Legion of Boom anymore. But he carried that team, and I think number four chose it. I was just making it known that I
Yeah.
had flip flopped. I had Patrick.
When Russell Wilson has the ball and the game's on the line, he's one of those guys who gives you that feeling of, oh shit, you know.
Oh, fuck this. I've had that feel. I have that feeling twice a year. Don't forget, the Niners play the Seahawks twice a year. Last year they played. The first game was in San Francisco, where they should have won that fucking game, but Robbie Gold was injured, and they had that rookie kicker off the streets, undrafted kicker
Jose
missed. He made a
Cortez.
good 42-yard field goal. Yeah, he made a good 42, 43-yard field goal to tie the game. Then he missed it when they could have won it in overtime. Subsequently, Russell Wilson drove down the field and won the damn game. Second game against the Niners is when they won on the goal line.
Did they sweep the Niners last year?
No, it was 1-1.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. The Niners won it, so it was that close. So yeah, I
Oh,
get that.
yeah.
Oh shit, that you're talking about.
Yeah, like if he gets the ball, it's like when Brady gets the ball. If there's a minute 30, it's like when Manning got the ball and there's 2 minutes left. It's like, well, here comes a touchdown. Like,
Right.
or they're gonna get in field goal range. Like something's gonna happen.
Field goal is like a guarantee for Russell Wilson. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and that Seahawks team definitely has the best quarterback in that division. Obviously,
Right. Yeah, but their offensive line, their
I
offensive
think they.
line is
You think Pete Carroll's a better coach than
awful.
Kyle Shanahan?
He's more experienced.
Yeah, because it always seems like it's not a player. It's like the Patriots system. It's not a player based system. It's a scheme system there.
Right.
But it's almost
Like
kind of like,
eventually down the line, Kyle Shanahan will be better, but that's a long time away.
yeah,
So wait, the Seahawks, their offensive line is horrible, and then their defensive line is even worse. They had that guy they drafted in the second round last year, not this past year, but the year before that, from TCU. I don't remember his damn name. He's trash. I wouldn't say trash, but he's not grown up yet. Other than that, Jadeveon Clowney left. Bruce Irvin, that used to be on the team, how old is he now? He can't hold down the fort. All you got in that defense is Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams. And, man, I remember when Jamal Adams made a comment when C.J. Mosley came to the Jets.
Well, they have good, young, talented corners, too. They're
talented, but not – I don't think it's anything Super Bowl worthy. I really don't.
Well, I feel like, they kind of attest to the scheme of build the front seven, relax on the corners. And then when you have two elite players, make no mistake about it, Jamal Adams is top 5 at his position. Bobby Wagner is not even top 5, top 3. Both of those, Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams, are top 3 at their position. So when you have two elite guys who are on that same defense, and then you have, a good scheme, good pass rush. They always get good pass rush somehow. And then
I think what you just said will get you in the hunt. I don't think it'll win you the game. It won't take you to the Super Bowl.
Well, what'd they go last year? They went 11-5 with, a suspect amount of players. Their best receiver last year was Tyler Lockett. What's funny is I really like Tyler Lockett coming out of college. I was kind of eyeballing him for the Chiefs later on, in that same draft where I knew he was going to be a later round pick. I think he was a third or fourth round pick or something.
Yeah.
And I didn't know he'd blossom into a pretty effective receiver.
It's Russell Wilson, dude. It's not that's what I try and tell everybody. In my humble opinion, it's not the receivers that are that good. DK Metcalf is a stud. Outside of DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett is all because most of his yardage is because Russell Wilson can scramble. And the play gets dropped down, and how long can a DB cover a wide receiver for?
Right.
3 seconds? 5 seconds?
Right. Especially Richard Sherman. He struggles, so.
He does struggle. I mean, when you're tired of whipping people's ass an entire game, and you get tired.
I think the Cardinals will be an interesting team. I like the idea of the Cardinals this year. You know what I mean? I think they might be fun to watch. Oh yeah, they definitely won the trade. They got DeAndre Hopkins and Larry Fitzgerald, probably two of the best hands in the NFL history. Larry Fitzgerald probably has the best hands in NFL history for sure. And then
I wouldn't say for sure. I think Chris Carter's up there with him.
What? No, Larry Fitzgerald is the best receiver to ever play the football game, easily. In my opinion, there's nobody who's done it better than Larry Fitzgerald. No, and I feel like Larry Fitzgerald is so much better than any other receiver that's ever played the game that it's not even funny to me. It's not even a competition.
Dude, you're crazy.
I'm not crazy.
Jerry Rice is so far beyond anyone. It's not even funny.
Because he played for 48 seasons.
Played from 85 to 24, so he played for 19 years.
Right.
4 of those were with the Raiders.
The talent level today, with what Larry Fitzgerald plays against, and what he's been able to do, and he's crazy, dude. I don't know. I saw a stat about Jerry Rice that said something like, in order to come close to his records for yards and receptions or blah blah blah, you have to average 10 catches a game for 110 yards a game for 13 years, every year. Who was a better combo than Larry Fitzgerald and Anquan Bolden?
They won the Super Bowl. Well, no, they didn't win the Super Bowl. I don't know.
They went to the Super Bowl, right? They got jobbed by that Steelers call, didn't they? With what was his head?
his second toe wasn't
What was
down.
that guy's name? Was it Santonio Holmes that made that catch?
Yeah.
That
Yep.
catch that wasn't a catch at all.
The Cardinals should be better this year. I mean, they got, like I said earlier, they got Isaiah Simmons. They have a good defense. Patrick Peterson's going to be back.
I thought Patrick Peterson left. No, no, he didn't
Buda
leave.
Baker. Buda Baker's the freaking stud there, man. When I watched him and the Niners play both times, he's all over the field. If those guys can stay healthy, I'm kind of concerned. I'm more concerned with the Cardinals than I am the Seahawks. I mark my words.
They got Isaiah Simmons too, which is
remember this. Remember this, and for everybody out there that watches this, the Cardinals are going to sweep the Seahawks in the both games this year. Cardinals will win both games.
this kid's a meth addict, dude. How do you? The
Let's
Cardinals.
go. I'll remember this. I'll remember this.
I'll watch the Cardinals games. The Cardinals are one of those teams where I'll sit down and watch them this year, just because of, like, the team that they have. It's like, oh, I want to see these. I want to see these kids play.
Why are we not talking about the Niners? I don't like how you're blatantly ignoring the obvious here.
What? The worst team in that
You're
division.
such a little bitch for that. A fucking bitch for that. So the Niners
Didn't even talk.
They lost to Forrest Buckner,
Yeah.
the Colts, who I'm glad. Oh, okay. Forrest Buckner's a beast. I think he was ranked too low in the top 100.
Mm-hmm.
The beast. I think he's right.
What
right
was he
behind
ranked?
Aaron Donald. He was high. He was like 50s, I think.
Oh.
Something like that. I don't remember, but he's high. But low. I think he's right there with Aaron Donald and Chris Jones as far as a D tackle.
Oh yeah, for interior linemen in the NFL, it's definitely, however you want to fucking put the list, it's definitely Donald, Buckner, and Chris Jones. Those are the three guys, unquestionably.
I'm glad the Niners didn't pay him, because with the salary cap situation going on now, of course you didn't know it at the time. But you're going to have to pay Deebo Samuel coming up in a couple of years. Nick Bosa is going to be just like Joey Bosa. He's going to get fucking paid.
Mm-hmm.
So those are coming up, and the big saving grace is you saved a couple million from DeForest Buckner by getting Armstead, who you might even be able to let go 2 years from now when Javon Kinlaw grows up. And I'm just glad you didn't use the cap money. You got to pay all these guys. Deebo Samuel, you got to pay George Kittle, you got to pay all these guys. So,
well, what do you think is the biggest addition to that team then?
I think a huge addition is Javon Kinlaw. I think the bigger addition, because of the circumstances with Deebo Samuel's broken foot, I think Brandon
What is Kinlaw again? Oh no, Kinlaw is replacing Buckner. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's the D tackle from South Carolina.
Right.
6'6", crazy big, jacked.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna play. He's not gonna be an every down player.
Well, that's the thing. The Niners have such depth. He can rotate in there and learn that system and grow as a player, and they'll be fine. If he gets 5,
So I think,
if he's like a 4-sack guy this year, maybe.
right. I think Brandon Ayuk is the key, and he's going to be the Niners Rookie of the Year this year, or newest player of the year this year, however you want to call it. Actually, take that back. Let me finish this statement though. He's going to be Rookie of the Year, the Niners, because Brandon Ayuk with Deebo Samuel pending to be out possibly until October, so the first 4 games he can miss.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, they're playing the Cardinals, the Giants, the Jets, and those 3 games should be wins, in my opinion. But he's the Rookie of the Year. The newest addition that's going to be big, the newest addition that's huge this year is Trent Williams. Love Joe Staley, but Trent Williams is a different beast. He's the reason why the Niners win that division.
Yeah, they definitely need to. Well, they're such a run first team, so they definitely need a guy who's going to get in there and open up those lanes.
Right.
They gave your boy Moser some kind of incentive deal, right? You were saying.
That's I think that's speculation. I don't think it's fact yet. I don't know when it becomes fact, but from everybody I've heard or read or watched, they basically said that speculation is that it's an incentive-based It's a $250,000 signing bonus or roster bonus this year, but the rest of it's incentive based.
Mm,
Kyle Shanahan loves Raheem Mostert, dude. Kyle
yeah.
Shanahan loves that dude. When Kyle Shanahan loves that somebody, he'll either pay you, he'll reach out to Parag Marath, who does the contracts, or he'll bring you back to his team. Like Trent Williams was his draft pick in Washington.
Yeah, and they got a couple of good running backs who can do the job for sure. And then they got, well, George Kittle, who's a great tight end. They definitely got, on paper, you would think that, they have the best team probably in the NFC still, honestly. Like,
The Saints are a close second, though. The Saints are kind of
yeah,
guys can be really good,
as
really,
far as
especially
yeah,
with
as
Alvin
far as
Kamara.
roster talent, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
It's going to be about staying healthy, man. To me, this is crazy because no preseason to me calls for possibly more injuries in the first 3 weeks.
yeah, I don't get why that would be a thing though. Like these guys should be taking care of themselves. Like it's not a
Yeah, but
mystery what you're gonna be doing.
if you're limited, so essentially when they go back or they are back now, they have a schedule that's like now they're doing the testing, and each player has you have to have three negative tests in order to start training. Um, but you have three negative tests, then you go in, you can lift weights, you can do classroom work and shit like that. And then like next week is or 2 weeks from now is when you can actually do padded practice, and it's only for like 10 days, or the whole thing is 21 days. So in 21 days, you're meaning to tell me these guys are going to get used to going full speed and getting yoked over the middle?
There's so many rules these days. Nobody gets hit over the middle anymore.
The guys still get hit, and you can't simulate that.
No.
You
Uh,
can't simulate when a lineman pushes or when a defensive tackle pushes your guard into your quarterback and falls on his legs.
yeah, that's what like started Mahomes's problems last year was he
QB
got
sneak. He had a QB sneak like a little girl.
no, that's not what started his problem. His problem was his foot because he got stomped on,
Oh, I remember.
and then like he just was hobbling around, and that fluke fucking knee thing, and it was rough.
And that's another reason why I didn't have him. I didn't have him number one on my top 100. He didn't play every game last year.
No, yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense, but his stats were obviously a little bit down because he didn't play. I just think it's so funny that
Yeah.
anybody could look at him and say that he's not the best quarterback in football. The only other like to me right now, the conversation is
It's too soon.
between
It's
no,
too soon to say that, dude. I
it's
get it.
not.
I get it. He had a good year, but he's got to be
He's
consistent
he's won an MVP
for.
and a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP. I don't get it. Like he's already stamped.
I wouldn't say stamped.
But the only people that are like comparable to him is, or even on his level, is Russ and Aaron Rodgers as far as talent goes.
But okay, so what's your okay? So let me okay. So don't forget about this statement because I want to talk about this here in a minute. So I want to ask about your thoughts on future career wise and stuff like that. So hold that thought. Now, what's your division NFC West? What's your winner? What's your loser? What's your records? What are you thinking about it?
Mm, I definitely think the Niners are still going to pull that out, barring some kind of like catastrophe. I think it would be hard for them to, you know, lose that division or even lose the NFC. I think they're definitely the most stacked team. They have a good coach. They're definitely in place to repeat what they did last year for sure.
They brought back most of their guys
Right,
besides two.
right, and that's huge. Like you know, the Seahawks will obviously be their main competitor, and then you'll have teams like the Rams who will they'll play well, but they're just missing something. Probably Jared Goff's problem. And then the Cardinals will be fun to watch just because they have a good young core of guys. You know, Isaiah Simmons, he'll be fun to watch. They have a whole roster of guys that it's like the Cardinals are like a team that you'll want to use on Madden. You know what I mean?
So if I'm hearing you correctly, though, you have Niners, Seahawks, Cardinals, Rams.
I don't know if the Rams will like fall off. Like I feel like the Rams and the Cardinals can both go like 8-8.
Okay, so you're saying let's just say Rams and Cardinals 8-8. What are you saying the Seahawks and the Niners land at?
I think the Niners can repeat, 13-3, 12-4. And I think the Seahawks can also go that route too. But I still think at the end of the day the Niners will take that division.
Yeah, I agree with you. Obviously, the Niners are going to take that division. It's not a question. It's a matter of how many games it's going to take this time. So I think it's going to be.
Hold on 1 second. What's mind-boggling to me is last year that the Seahawks went 4-4 at home. That's why, right? That's why I feel like they could. That's why I feel like that division is like so close between the Niners and the Seahawks, just because 4-4 at home. Like, what happened to the Seahawks having the craziest home field advantage? Like,
and to piggyback on that, I believe the Niners were 7-1 on the road last year.
Yeah, which is amazing. But so was the Seahawks.
And that's because you pack. It's because you pack your defense.
Yeah, right. Defense travels. That's for sure. Isn't that the old saying? Like,
so what were you saying? You were saying the Niners are 13-3. The Seahawks are 11-5. Or no, you said the same thing. The 13-3.
I feel like both those guys can go. I bet they can both go 12-4, 13-3, but I think that division will come down to the division record. What was their division record last year? I'm not seeing it.
Division is 5 Niners were 5-1, and the only loss was against the Seahawks at home, and the Seahawks were 3-3 in their division. They lost one to the Rams, one to the. I think they might have lost to the Cardinals as well.
Wow, they split it with the whole. That's weird. Yeah,
don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure. I think it's you're giving the Seahawks. You're giving Russell Wilson a little bit too much credit. I think this is the year that it shows that not having enough around him, especially if someone like DK or Tyler Lockett goes out with an injury. I think this is going to be the year that kind of shows their ass if not paying everybody else. This is also going to be, in my opinion, their last year because of Russell Wilson's big numbers start up next year. They're not going to be able to afford, especially if they hang on to Jamal Adams and give him a contract extension, not hanging on to much more after that. So I think that this is their last chance. I think they're going to be 11-5 again, 10-6 maybe. Actually, I'm leaning more towards the 10-6. I think the Niners will win that division. I think the Niners will be 12-4.
Do you think Pete Carroll's on any kind of a leash then, if he can't get the job done and win that division?
No, but I think it's his last year.
Just
I
because?
think this is why they. Yeah, I think he's getting up there. He wants to retire. I know he loves football, but look at the moves he's making. He's going all out.
Yeah.
So
True.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think 10-6 for the Seahawks. I think the Niners win the division. They're 12-4, 13-3 range, depending on Jimmy's play. I think the Rams are still sitting at a 6-10, 7-9 record, and I think the Cardinals are 10-6, 11-5, and they're second in the division.
Think the Cardinals are going to make that big of a jump?
Yeah.
Hey, if you enjoyed that video, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be alerted when more of our content drops. We're going to be drop more content throughout the football season. There's links below for my Discord, so you guys can get involved in the conversation that way. You know, leave topics for us to discuss, join debates, and I also have a link for my own personal Twitch below. Check me out gaming, and I look forward to hearing from you guys, hearing feedback. Let's get after it.